everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Work Life Diaries series. This is the first episode in 2026, so happy new year. If you're new here, I'm Rachel and I make videos that help you find the magic in the mundane and help you build your dream life. We haven't been in the office in 2 weeks because of the cold and the snowstorm Fern. So there's 19, 20 inches of snow outside and it's -20. So nobody's going outside in this. No one wants to go outside. I don't want to go outside. So I'm working from home all week and I worked from home all week last week. And it's nice. It's nice to have a break where I can just hibernate and not go out in the cold because ice and cold, we don't like each other. We're not friends. So I'm very happy that I don't have to go into the office. That's what's happening this week, and I'm going to bring you along with me. But I am going to clock into work because it's almost 9 o'clock, and I will chat with you later. Hey, so it's lunchtime, and as usual, I'm taking down the mittens so they don't hang in your face while I talk to you. So for lunch today, I'm heating up a leftover slice of pizza that we ordered during the beginning of the snowstorm because that needs to be eaten, and I'm going to wash some dishes momentarily, but I just wanted to check in and say, hey. Also, it is really, really cold. Let me pull up the Weather Channel app so I can tell you how cold it is right now. Okay, it says, feels like -5 cold weather advisories from 7 p.m. Tuesday through Wednesday, and we're already in an advisory as it is as of yesterday. So this morning it said up to -25 today with wind chills, and now it's saying as low as 16 below zero through Wednesday afternoon. So that's really cold. I can feel it in the house. Obviously I took my sweatshirt off so I can wash dishes, but my feet are cold. And I put on thick socks. I have to wash clothes later, which means I have to go in the basement, which means I have to go down the steps into the hallway, which isn't heated, and in the basement that's also is not heated. But if I don't do that, I'm gonna run out of clothes. My warmer pants that I wear to like work at home are dirty, so I really need those because I would like to stay warm while I'm working at home. So I have to do laundry later today. But so far it's been a pretty normal day, pretty average. Had some meetings, got some work done. I just tried on some clothes that I ordered from Old Navy and Abercrombie, and I'm barely keeping anything because nothing worked for me. Like it fit, but I just didn't like the fit and I didn't like the way it looked. So it's all going back. But yeah, I just wanted to check in and tell you how cold it is in Pennsylvania right now. Holy moly, I can't wait until spring. Normally, you know that I enjoy winter. I enjoy cold and the snow, but this year is just, it's too cold for me. I can't deal with it. It's too cold. I want to go outside. I feel like I'm stuck in my house. And as much as I love my hibernation period, I'm just starting to feel very antsy. Really putting on my coat to go put the laundry in the washer in the basement because that's how cold it is. Like I'm freezing right now. Quarters. Laundry would be helpful to have if I want to wash it.
Yeah. I love the distinction between community and customers at work, so that at the end of this you're set up to continue.
So it is now the next day. It's Wednesday, and I stopped filming yesterday afternoon because while I was doing my laundry, my SD card was full, so I had to take off several gigabytes worth of footage and move it to my external hard drive because I'm really bad about moving data and footage around until the absolute last minute. So that took an hour or two to get all that off. So now my SD card is finally cleared up and I can film again, but also because yesterday afternoon at work, we got an official meeting to tell us that our manager is resigning, which was sad, but also like happy for her at the same time. It makes me nervous and I feel very like uncertain about the future of my position because her leaving means that in less than 2 weeks, I'm the most senior person that does my job. And the only other person I have working with me is someone that got hired 90 days ago. So they're still new and they're still in training, and that's it. There's no other manager. We have a director. We're essentially on our own, and they don't have a plan yet. And we also have another position that's open to backfill position, and they're hiring. And I asked if they were going to still continue to hire someone because who's going to be there to onboard or train, and they said they're not sure what's going to happen yet. It's just a lot of uncertainty, and I'm really happy for my manager because I love my manager, and that's something that I said in previous videos. Even in my last Talking Head video, I said about how important it was to have a manager that reps you, that supports you, that's your cheerleader. And a big part of why I grew so quickly at this role was because I had someone that did that for me, that supported me, that let me just do whatever I needed to do. But it also is sad to see like your cheerleader leave and then not know what's going to happen, especially because I don't know what that's going to mean for me in my career or my growth, because I'm kind of at a point right now where I've asked about getting promoted because I'm already doing the work of the next tier, technically kind of almost like the next tier and a little bit above that. I also don't want to be a manager, and I have said that from the beginning. Even though I naturally am a leader, I don't want to be a manager, because being a leader and being a manager to me is two different things, and I don't want to deal with all of the, to be quite frank, the BS that comes with being a manager. I don't want to work 50 hours a week or 60 hours a week or have to be on call or have to work during my PTO for another company, because I would rather spend the extra 10 to 20 hours a week working on my YouTube channel, working on my brand, or creating my own product or service or course, which is really the long-term goal. So I have to think about how, regardless of what they do, what boundaries I want if that happens, because I don't want to be getting caught up in a cycle of a lot of extra work and a lot of extra stress. I want to grow, but I don't want to grow in that way. That's not how I see my career going. So I need to figure out what boundaries I want and how much I'm willing to take on. I'm going to digest all the information and try to wait and see what happens. I am not a person that likes to wait and see. I have talked about this when I was laid off, that I hate not knowing what happens. I love to have plans. I love to have a plan A. I love to have a plan B. Not knowing freaks me out. It gives me anxiety. So this is going to be a test for me to just kind of like deal with it and go with the flow. But yeah, that's what's going on. So originally I came into this week thinking it was going to be a really boring work week at home. There's just a lot of what ifs around, so we'll have to figure out how to deal with that. I'm going to go back to work because my break from work is pretty much over at this point, and I will check in with you later. The afternoon, and I am just walking around the house, cleaning up while holding the camera at the same time, trying to get some things tidied up. It's been a really long day. There was a lot of meetings, there was trainings. I don't want to sit at my desk anymore, and I have all my work done for today. All the meetings are done, and I just feel like I need to get up and move around because I've just been glued to my desk pretty much all day and a lot of the day yesterday. Honestly, does anything hit better than the first cup of coffee in the morning? Like, there's just something about taking that first sip that just
I just love it. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a special moment of every morning that I have. And then if I try to make hot coffee in the afternoon, it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't have the same energy. It doesn't even taste the same. It is 8:30, which means I have 30 minutes before I have to start my 9 to 5 job. I've been trying to wake up early to at least get an hour to 30 minutes before my 9 to 5 to work on my business, because I found that this job consistently has been so mentally draining that I've had a very hard time working in this channel and then now LinkedIn into my life. So the easiest way for me to do that was to stop sleeping in, to stop staying up till 11 and going to bed earlier and getting up earlier, and just focusing on that in the morning when I have all this energy and when I have time to do it. So instead of giving all of my energy to my 9 to 5, I'm trying to give a good portion of my energy to my business and what I'm trying to grow and what I'm trying to create. And it's been really helpful because I've been able to get a lot more stuff done in the morning, and it makes it feel like it's easier for me to have my YouTube channel while working a 9 to 5. I don't have any video. I mean, I technically have a video to edit, a talking head video, but I'm not putting that out until probably April because I'm trying to do a talking head video every other month. So this is really just admin work this morning. I don't have anything going on. I have been having a bit of writer's block, and I sat down to write a couple posts the last week or so, and it's just, I don't know. It's just not coming to me. Hey y'all, so it's lunchtime and I'm gonna get some leftovers and wash dishes like I always do on lunch and put away stuff. So for lunch today, I think I'm gonna have some leftover pot roast. I made pot roast Monday. And I made this red wine reduction, and then I poured that over the pot roast and put it in the crock pot. Oh my god, it's so good. Yum. I'm gonna get that out 1 second. Pot roast is secure. And some blueberries. Usually try to have blueberries a couple times a week because they got all those antioxidants. Yum. We love antioxidants. So today is just like kind of a regular day at work. There's not a lot of work to do right now because I'm waiting on everybody to give me what I need so I can do my job. And we don't know what's happening as far as for us, who we're reporting to. So it's just an interesting situation to be in. What would you guys do? Have you ever been in this situation where your manager resigned and then you had to go without a manager, or I don't know? What would you all do? I'm curious. I want to know. I've never been in this situation before. I completely forgot to film last night. I wanted to film the pizza that Kevin made because it's been a while since I showed you the Wednesday pizza, but I totally forgot about it. However, I think we're making another pizza again tonight because we have black olive slices that need to be used. So we're going to do pizza again. Yes, I'm obsessed with pizza. No, I'm never going to stop eating it. I love it. It's so good. So maybe I'll show you that tonight. And then last night, I watched the first 2 episodes of A Night of the Seven Kingdom. It's definitely a lot different than Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. I like House of the Dragon. In some ways, I prefer House of the Dragon over Game of Thrones because it's more of the political stuff. You get to see what's going on with the Targaryens. You kind of get to sit in the same spot. Most of it is happening in King's Landing. It's very different than Game of Thrones, and A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is very, very different. So we'll see how it is. It comes out Sundays at 9 o'clock, I think, on HBO. So we'll see. So far, I'm not super into it. Even when Game of Thrones came out, the first couple episodes I thought were a little slow, and it took me a while to get into it. So maybe this is going to be the same way. If you're watching it, let me know what you think in the comments, of course, because I don't really know anyone that watches all the Game of Thrones stuff, and people that were obsessed with Game of Thrones haven't even watched House of Dragon, and I'm pretty sure they're not watching A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, so I have no one to gush about any of the Game of Thrones spin-offs with. So if you're a fan, let me know, because I'd love to chat with you about what you think.
Push back towards the sea.
So I know you can barely see me, and I actually had to use my phone light for this to even work. So it's up there, giving me sunlight, because otherwise it's too dark in here. So it's after work, and I'm just obviously chilling on the couch, wrapped up in a blanket because it's so cold, but also I'm so drained from today and tired. I didn't do like a ton of work, but there was a lot of talking. And having a lot of talking can really drain me sometimes. So I just feel tired, and my throat kind of hurts from talking, and my eyes hurt from looking at a screen. So I'm just sitting here chilling. I typically try to completely unwind after work without any screens, without my phone. So sometimes that's going outside and just taking in nature. But obviously, when it's negative 15 degrees, nobody is going to do that because that's ridiculous. So sometimes I go in my bed and lay down, but today I'm just chilling on the couch, curled up in my comfy little blanket, like hanging out. So this is what life looks like this winter for me, with not a lot going on.
Hey y'all, it's Friday afternoon. I'm on my lunch break. I brought out the microphone because I already started editing this video this morning, and I realized that when the furnace in this room behind you runs, you can hear it. So I had to reduce the noise, and then it didn't sound that great. So we're gonna try the mic to see if this helps. Let me know in the comments if you think this sounds better. Starting the oven so I can heat up lunch. I am not having a good morning, which is why I didn't film at all today. This is the first time that I'm picking up my camera today. I just had a bad morning. I am very irritable, so the smallest little thing is just setting me off, and that's what happened today. So I needed to not be on camera and just work through how I was feeling. And I always try to be very honest with you all about how I'm feeling and what's going on. I'm going to kind of say a little bit about what's been happening, but without going into detail, because some of the things that have been happening are personal or they involve other people, and I want to respect everybody's privacy. I still feel like I can't move forward with vlogging without just getting this off my chest, especially because I'm trying to be more consistent on YouTube in 2026 and get back to my grind. Without further ado, I am still in burnout, and I know I've talked about this a lot last year because of everything that happened, the new job, stress at the new job, losing my grandparents, losing my cat, things that were happening with my family. I don't think I ever fully came out of that because of things that are still continuing to happen at work, and I also have grown out of friendships. I've been struggling in a lot of different areas of my life because I'm in a spot where things that I used to be okay with no longer feel okay anymore. And I think that I'm changing, and my life hasn't really caught up with those changes yet. So I'm still kind of living in this fight or flight, nervous system, dysregulated state where every little thing sets me off. And I have felt a lot of anger over the past year that I haven't felt in a very, very long time. I've been going to therapy for 6 years now. Obviously, I am seeking, help. Like, I've always been going to therapy. I've talked about going to therapy before, but there's still just a lot of stuff. And again, I don't want to get into it because this isn't just about me. There's other people involved and other things that are happening that are private. I think maybe eventually when some of the things resolve itself, I will be able to talk about it, but right now I can't. But I just want to say that that's how I'm feeling. I'm still trying to show up and be on camera and vlog more, because when I was laid off in 2024, vlogging and making my coffees and making my homemade syrups and doing all those things made me so happy, and it felt like, oh, I'm finally living the life I've always wanted to be living. And I love YouTube. I love creating videos. So I want to start doing more things that I used to do before all of the shit hit the fan that brought me joy. Because I feel like instead of removing things that bring me anger or grief or pain, I should try to bring back in things that give me joy. YouTube is one of them. Editing is one of them. So I'm still figuring it out. I feel like I cannot move forward with being on YouTube without saying that and what's going on, because I am feeling very stressed. I have a lot of anxiety. I have a lot of things that are up in the air. I don't know if you can see it in the videos, but I don't want to not address it, because if you're like, man, she doesn't seem like herself or whatever, that's why. But I'm still gonna move forward. We're still gonna film videos. I'm trying to get 3 videos out a month this year. 1 work life diaries every month, 1 reset, and then 1 talking head, and possibly another series that I'm thinking about doing. Something. 3 videos a month, that's the goal. I'm hoping that as this year continues and as things start to work themselves out and I figure out how to regulate my nervous system and feel better and get more joy back into my life and work on the things that I need to work on, that I can share more about that with you, maybe give you some tips or something, because that's what I love to do. I love to give tips on the things that I go through because I know other people go through them. So we'll see what happens. Also, real quick, update on the job situation in case you're curious. There is no update. They haven't said anything to us yet. So the last day of having a manager is technically next Friday, but she's on PTO, so technically the last day is Wednesday of having a manager, and then I don't know what's happening. So that's another unknown that kind of gives me anxiety on top of the anxiety I already have. So I love the other layer that's coming in there. You cannot fix things that are out of your control. You can only control how you feel about them. I just have to keep telling myself that and staying positives. Okay, that's it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Bye.